Hi, today I want to talk about how we can love our loved one when they're having problems being in the same reality we're in. So, to give you an example, I'm going to read from my book, Dementia Caregiving from a Biblical Perspective, Chapter 6, page 157. During the early mild stages, we helped our loved one function in our world. We provided help and intervention that made it possible for her to thrive in the world. We managed to keep her with us by arranging schedules, driving, gathering the tools and items, filling in the blanks when she lost words, or gently drawing her into conversations. Each treasured outing, family gathering, completed quilt, lecture, or painting was an achievement we reveled in with her. And for a while, she could join us in our world. She welcomed the corrections and acknowledged our explanations as she strove to keep up. But then, little by little, she no longer understood the hints or wanted the corrections. She resisted suggestions or changes, digging in her heels just a little deeper. One day, we understood that her world was not our world. Her world was her own. She could no longer come to us. We had to meet her in hers. While it seemed to have happened overnight, she had been revealing this to us little by little. The time had come to join her in her world. When I first experienced this, I truly didn't understand the reason for what was going on. Now, my mom had a Alzheimer's type of dementia, where her brain was having a hard time updating itself to what the current reality was. In the beginning, I could help her, but then, as her brain couldn't update, she began to believe that what she thought was true really actually was. And since the truth is very important to me, I found myself in the beginning just arguing or saying, no, that's not right, or trying to help her understand, to logically show her, and she wouldn't change. And it can cause friction and tension. Eventually, the Lord helped me understand that I needed to just love her. But let's get into what's going on that can help our loved one get to this point where it seems that they're living in an Alice in Wonderland type of world, and we have to move over there to meet them. Well, believe it or not, our brain is constantly updating internal reality to external reality. So when something happens that doesn't quite go the way we expect, our brain goes, oop, okay. When we break a leg and we wake up a few days later with pain in our leg, we remember, yes, I broke my leg, it's been treated, I'm going to get better. But imagine if your brain's ability to update that truth had been removed. You couldn't update the fact that you had broken your leg. Now, every time you get up, you're going to wonder why your leg hurts, and your caregiver's going to have to tell you that you broke your leg last week, and it will get better. So how do we handle this? We certainly don't want to argue and have stress and create emotional meltdowns where we're both upset at each other. Is there a way around this without outright lying? Well, the first thing to do is to try to understand what she's thinking, because what we think she's thinking might not be what she's thinking. If we can understand her point of view and why she might be resistant to, let's say, going in and having supper, or changing her clothes, or changing the sheets on the bed, then we can help work with her to get where she needs to be. The other one is that we're going to look for ways to walk alongside to help her move to that next step of the day, whatever that is. And the other thing is that we have to remember that when we speak truth in love, how we say it and expressing love is as important as the truth. So, our loved one might not be able to communicate as well as she used to before. So we have to hear between the words, try to intuit what she really needs, and then help meet her there. And I'll give you an example of something that brought great distress to me in the later stages of my mom's dementia, said she began to say, I want to go home, I want to go home, and would be very anxious. And so as I would try to figure out what she was talking about, she was talking about a home that no longer existed where she had lived 50 years ago. I didn't know what to do. But then eventually the Lord helped me find that I needed to love her. I needed to encourage her and hug her. I found little drives around, and then just helping her move on to the next thing in her day. But also me being willing to listen to her say she wanted to go home and say, I care for you and I love you. So remember, truth is important, but love is greater. We need to say the truth in love and to reach past to meet our loved one in the world where she's at, so that we can help her get through her day in her world. And if you want to hear more about some of these, don't forget Dementia Caregiving from a Biblical Perspective is available online at Amazon, Books A Million, and it's still available today. So go ahead and look it up. Dementia Caregiving from a Biblical Perspective, your guide for the journey. Thank you.